What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at a new portable power station. This is the Anker SOLIX F3000. Taking a look at some of the specs, this has a 3072 watt-hour LiFePO4 battery, a 3600 watt power handling, a 2400 watt solar charging input, an industry-leading 3600 watt pass-through charging, and a very good 5-year warranty. Taking a look at the power station itself, this is definitely a nice and modern looking unit. Overall, it looks pretty similar to their older F2000 power station, except this one is a little bigger and longer as it does have more capacity and more power output as well. But when it comes to the overall construction and build quality, everything on this does feel very well made and very sturdy as well. So right down here, you have one of my favorite features on this power station, and that's their easy tow retractable handle. Typically, when you have a larger power station like this one, portability kind of goes out the window. Yes, it's portable in the sense that you can move it around, but due to the weight, it just becomes very inconvenient and not easy to do. As you can see here, this does have wheels along with the handle as well. So instead of struggling to carry this large power station, I can just click this button right here, pull out the handle like that, and now very easily, I can move it around just like a little suitcase. As you can see here on one of the handles, it does have these rubber stoppers. So if you want it, you could also put it upright like this and store and use the power station in that orientation if you prefer a taller and more narrow power station. All right, so taking a look at your ports, right here in the middle, you have 4 20-amp AC ports, which can put out a max of 2400 watts each, or a total of 3600 watts on all 4 ports. And then right over here, you also have a 30-amp TT30R port, and this is a true 30-amp port. A lot of other power stations give you a port like this one, but it does something like 2800 watts. But this one can actually put out that full 3600 watts right here from this port. So if you have an RV, you can go ahead and connect it right here and power your entire RV all from this one single port. Coming over here, you have a DC car socket port, and then you also have a DC Anderson port, which is not something I've seen on any other power stations as well. And then last but not least, you have 2 100 watt USB-C ports and then 2 quick charge USB-A ports as well. So inside this power station, you have LiFePO4 batteries, and these are high quality cells that are rated to last 4,000 cycles. So assuming you ran this from 100% to 0 every single day, you'll still get a very long 10 years of usage out of this unit. All right, so when it comes to charging, there's a few different ways you can charge this. First off, you can connect this to your standard AC outlet and charge it at a maximum of 1800 watts. If you get their 30-amp cable, you can also connect this to a 30-amp outlet and charge at a much faster 3600 watts. And you can even connect this to a 120-volt gas generator and charge at 3600 watts as well. So just to show you what this looks like, right here I have the TT30 cable to hook this up to a generator. And this side plugs in right here at the side of the power station. And the cool thing about this is once you plug it in, it does click and lock in there, so you can't accidentally unplug it. And in order to take it off, you have to turn this little blue piece here, and then the whole thing will come off just like that. This also has an industry-leading 3600 watts of pass-through charging as well. Most other power stations are usually capped off at around 1800 watts, so you're going to get double the power from this one. So let's say if you're charging the power station with a 3600 watt generator while also running a few devices on it, the incoming power will be used to power your devices first, then any leftover energy will be used to charge the power station's battery. Definitely very useful to have this, as this is going to let you use the power station like normal while topping off the battery at the same time. And if you have at least one expansion battery with this power station, you can charge from solar and a generator at the same time at a very fast 6,000 watts, which is one of the fastest charging speeds I've seen on a power station of this size. Last but not least, you can also pick up their EV charging cable that'll let you charge at EV charging stations at a maximum of 3600 watts. So if you drive an EV, you can go ahead and take the power station with you, charge your car, and then charge the power station while you're there as well. All right, so I drained this power station from 100% to zero with a 800 watt load, and it put out a total of 2,894 watt hours. Doing the math, that gives this unit a usable capacity of 94.2%. Most power stations of this size put out about 80 to 85% on average, so this is definitely much better than most other units out there. All right, so being that it's summer right now, one thing that's very common is power outages happening because of the scorching heat or just random storms and tornadoes that always happen when we least expect them. As I said earlier, this has a power handling of 3,600 watts, which is definitely a lot of power. Anything on a regular household outlet puts out about 1,800 watts at the most. So on this, you can easily run 1 to 2 high-powered items and still have enough left over to run a few more devices as well. All right, let's go ahead and test out the inverter on the power station. So right now I have this inside my shed, and this is set up where I can power it from grid power or a power station like this one. So let me go ahead and switch everything over to the power station, and we'll see what kind of load this whole entire office here puts on this unit. So as you can see, the shed is now being powered from the power station. Before I show you the load, let me go ahead and show you everything that it's running. So right here I have a Eero Wi-Fi router. We have a Google Home, and this is the larger 10-inch model. Right up here we have a ceiling fan. We have 5 Wi-Fi LED bulbs right here in the middle. We have 8 can lights, and these are Wi-Fi can lights as well. So that's a total of 11 light bulbs up there in the ceiling. Right over here, I have a cell phone charging. Last but not least, I have a full computer setup with a Mac Mini and a 4K monitor. And then right here next to it, I also have speakers on as well. So just to recap, that's a Wi-Fi router, Google Home, 11 Wi-Fi light bulbs, a ceiling fan, a cell phone, and a full computer setup. And all of that is only pulling about 230 watts from the power station. So when it comes to regular household items, that's a complete walk in the park for a power station of this size. With a regular house, you're likely going to have more smart tech going on. So this is probably going to be somewhere in the 500 to 800 watt range, depending how many things you have plugged in. So plenty of space left over to run a higher powered appliance and many other things as well. So right over here, I also have a 14,000 BTU air conditioner. So let me go ahead and switch that on, wait till it kicks on, and we'll see what kind of load this adds onto the power station. And I do have this set at the highest mode and the lowest temperature it can go. So as you can see, with my entire shed plus the air conditioner, it's only pulling a little over 1,100 watts. So still plenty of power left in this power station to run many other things. I will say this is an inverter-based air conditioner, so it runs a lot more efficient compared to standard regular air conditioners. So if you're running an off-grid setup or have something like I have here, I highly recommend getting a inverter-based air conditioner, as that's going to let it run a lot longer on the power station. But even if you have an older air conditioner that draws full power at all times, that's still going to put you well under 200 watts. So again, lots of power left over to run many more things on this power station, including microwaves, toasters, or pretty much anything else you need to run in your house. So as you can see, 3,600 watts is more than enough to run all your household essentials. And with the standard battery inside of the power station, it's going to be able to run my office plus the AC on full blast for a total of 2 hours. I didn't start at 100, so if I had it at 100, I'd probably get about 2.5 hours from those things running on this power station. So to test out the inverter a little more, I went ahead and hooked up 2 heaters, and I do have them at their maximum setting. And the air conditioner and everything else in the shed that I showed you a while ago is still on. And all of this combined is drawing a little under 3,700 watts. This is ready to do 3,600 watts. So as you can see, it can do its rated power plus a little more as well. And all of this has been on for about 2 minutes now. And one thing that's very impressive is even though I'm drawing 3,700 watts right now, I hear absolutely no noise from this power station. A lot of power stations, you barely turn it on and it touches about 1,200 watts and that thing just starts blaring. As you can see, we now climbed up to a little over 3,700 watts, and this thing is still completely silent and taking on that load no problem at all. Climbing up a little further, so it looks like we settled about 3720, 3730. So overall, definitely very, very impressive when it comes to the overall noise level, which is very low, and the inverter being able to do well past its rated power. So as you can see, definitely powerful and large enough to use for home backup, but still portable enough to move it around and use it on the go as well. If you need more power, you can link two of these together, which will give you a very high 7,200 watts of output power. This will also give you 240 volt capability, so you can power larger items such as whole house AC units, electric dryers, 240 volt heaters, or anything else under that 7,200 watt limit. Another great feature on this power station is its ultra low idle power consumption. A lot of power stations use 100 watts or more while sitting idle, but this one uses a lot less at only 24.4 watts, which gives you 125 hours of standby. I actually tested this out by leaving the power station and AC inverter on for a little over 12 hours, and it only wasted 9%. So based on my test, you'll actually get more than advertised at a little over 132 hours of standby time. A good example of where this would come in handy is if you're powering something like a fridge that cycles on and off. When a fridge cycles off, they'll typically use very little power, and normally a lot of battery would just be wasted in that time just from standby draw. But since this runs a lot more efficient, this will let more of the battery go toward actually running the fridge and not just wasted powering the inverter. As I said earlier, this has a battery capacity of 3,072 watt hours, but if you need more power, you can pick up expansion batteries for this as well. With one unit, you can add up to 3 batteries, which will give you 12,228 watt hours. Or if you have 2 of them linked together, you can have 3 batteries on each one for 6 batteries total. And this will give you a whopping 24 kilowatts of power. So very flexible when it comes to expansion options. And one thing I really like about this is you can start off with a power station like this one. And as your budget allows you, you can pick up one more battery, one more battery, one more battery, and just keep building over time and eventually grow it into a much larger power station without having to purchase everything up front all at once. So I know a lot of people get nervous when it comes to storing large batteries like this in their house, but rest assured you don't have anything to worry about, as this does have an advanced BMS. This continuously monitors and protects the power station from overvoltage, short circuits, temperatures, and many other things as well. Besides this, you also get a very good 5-year warranty to keep you covered in case you do have any problems. Overall, this is definitely a solid power station. It performs a lot better than most of its competition. It feels well made, and best of all, it also comes at a great price as well. All in all, if you happen to be shopping for a mid to large capacity power station, I would highly, highly recommend this one here, which again is the Anker SOLIX F3000. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.